In the wake of the recent tragic air crash, our hearts go out to every family affected. No words can truly capture the depth of such a loss. While nothing can undo the pain, each of us must do our part in times like these in whatever way we can. Chapter 3, Clause 25 of the ICAO's Manual on Assistance to Aircraft Accident Victims and Their Families recognizes that families and survivors are often in a state of shock, and that while it may be too soon to discuss legal matters directly, they should still have access to immediate legal information, ideally offered pro bono. The next few minutes are intended to serve as a free legal resource offered with care in the hope that it brings some clarity and support during this difficult time, starting with the International Civil Aviation Organization, or ICAO, which is a United Nations body that sets global standards for aviation safety and victim assistance. If the crash involves an international flight or carrier, including code share flights, then ICAO's guidelines apply. One key document to refer to is their Manual on Assistance to Aircraft Accident Victims and Their Families, which outlines how families should be supported in the aftermath of such tragedies. Before diving into that, it's important to understand the legal frameworks that apply in India, so you don't have to search blindly for what laws are relevant. The first and foremost critical law is the Bharatiya Vayuyan Adhiniyam 2024. There's the Modern Indian Aircraft Act, and it lays the foundation for how accidents are handled, investigated, and compensated under Indian law. Please note, only the name is in Hindi. Indian laws are available in both English and Hindi, so you can read the act in either language. So the act, replaced by the old Aircraft Act of 1934, serves as the foundation for regulating all civil aviation matters in India. In the event of an airplane crash, the law provides a clear legal framework to ensure that investigations are formally initiated and that both airline operators and airport authorities are held accountable for their responsibilities. It affirms the rights of victims' families to be informed throughout the process and in certain cases to receive compensation from the carrier. The law also empowers key authorities like the Director General of Civil Aviation, DGCA, and the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, AAIB, to act swiftly, preserving evidence, notifying next of kin, and launching inquiries, ensuring transparency and timely action in the aftermath of an air disaster. Next, we have the Aircraft Investigation of Accidents and Incidents Rules, 2017. These rules outline the official procedure for investigating plane crashes in India. At the center of this process is the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau, AAIB, which serves as the nodal authority. After an incident, a preliminary report is typically published within 30 days, while the final detailed report may take up to 12 months. The primary goal of the investigation is to determine the cause of the accident, not to assign legal blame, but the findings can be vital for families pursuing civil or criminal claims. Victims' families are entitled to access non-sensitive portions of the report and can request further clarifications if needed. Understanding your rights under these rules ensures transparency and can significantly assist when seeking compensation or legal advice. Next, we have the Montreal Convention, 1999. For decades, international aviation liability was governed by the Warsaw Convention of 1929. But in 2003, a modern treaty, the Montreal Convention MC99, came into effect. It's an international agreement signed by India, the US, and most major nations, ensuring fair and consistent compensation in the case of death or injury during international flights. Under Article 17.1, airlines are strictly liable for accidents that happen on board or during embarking or disembarking. This means victims' families are entitled to compensation even without proving fault, up to 128,821 special drawing rights, or SDRs, which roughly converts to 1.5 crores in Indian rupees. SDRs are not a currency but a unit of account maintained by the International Monetary Fund, IMF. They serve as a global reserve asset and are used to calculate liabilities under international treaties like MC99. If the airline is proven negligent, additional compensation is possible. Claims must be filed within 2 years of the accident. MC99 offers a strong legal foundation for families seeking redressal after international flight accidents. Next, we have the ICAO's manual, which we spoke of in the beginning, and assistance to aircraft accident victims and their families. That's the name of the manual. While not legally binding, this manual is an internationally respected guideline developed by the International Civil Aviation Organization to ensure humane and coordinated support for those affected by air disasters. It outlines the global standard for immediate humanitarian assistance, including access to mental health support, temporary lodging, communication facilities, and a designated family assistance point to coordinate updates and logistics. It also emphasized the dignified handling of human remains, personal belongings, and memorial arrangements, along with clear, jargon-free communication with families. In India, while this manual is not codified in law, authorities such as the DGCA and airlines are expected to adhere to its principles in both spirit and practice. And families are well within their rights to ask that these standards be upheld. In conclusion, families affected by an air crash can follow clear processes to navigate the aftermath. First, stay informed by getting updates from the DGCA or AAIB about the investigation timeline. Second, once available, request a copy of the investigation report. It's often essential for insurance and legal claims. Third, initiate a compensation claim either through the airline under the Montreal Convention or by approaching Indian civil courts. Fourth, ask for all forms of assistance, emotional, logistical, and legal, from the airline or relevant authorities. And finally, please go through all the documentation only from official government websites and seek legal advice. While no compensation can ever replace a life lost, being informed of your rights can bring clarity and help you support others who may need it.